Situation at a local blood bank is now critical. The Our Blood Institute in Fort Smith is now under an emergency appeal for blood donors because of its very low blood supply. The Fort Smith Center right now has about 65 units of O negative.
O negative is the universal blood type. If there's a serious situation going on out in the community, if there's a car accident, some kind of trauma that happens in our hospitals, then that's what they're going to be given to stabilize them is O negative.
The problem? Center Executive Director Danny Cervantes says the center usually has more than 300 units of that blood type ready to go.
Hospitals aren't seeing an effect of this yet. We are trying to prepare for that. So if we don't see a bump in those donations over the next few days, then things like elective surgeries will have to be put on hold.
He says what has led to this, schools are in summer break.
30 to 40% of our blood supply comes from schools. So when you go to your businesses, then they're kind of working on skeleton crew because people are on vacation, they're leaving the area and things like that.
The other problem is they can't get help from other blood centers.
We help each other out as much as we can. And our problem is right now is O negative is the biggest issue, O negative and B negative. And that's a problem across the country. And there's none to be shared right now.
That's why Cervantes says they need you to stop by the office in Fort Smith and make a donation. And to help make it convenient, the center is extending its hours into the weekend.
Our center here at 5300 South U Street here in Fort Smith is open Monday through Fridays from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays we're open here from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then we're going to do something a little special. We're going to be open. Sundays we're usually open for our platelet donations, and it's by appointment only. This Sunday we're going to be open from 8 a.m. to 10:30, accepting all red cell donations.
Cervantes adds that the near future of the blood supply will depend on the response from donors over the next 2 to 3 days. Developing in Benton County, police investigating after 2 people were found dead off a highway near Siloam Springs. Police say they found the bodies in a parked vehicle off Old Highway 68 and the intersection there at 412. Sheriff's office says the identities of the people are not being released right now. They say they believe there is no danger to the public. We'll, of course, keep you updated as we hear more from investigators. Arkansas State Police are now investigating an incident at the Sebastian County Detention Center after a video showing deputies hitting an inmate has spread online. Video was connected to a lawsuit filed this year by inmate John Anthony Cole, who stabbed 2 deputies in the jail last spring. State police have confirmed the special agents with its Criminal Investigation Division are now looking into the May 2025 incident at the county jail, seen here in video shared by the Sebastian County Sheriff's Office. Fort Smith attorney Joey McCutcheon told us on Monday he contacted the prosecuting attorney to ask for an independent investigation. McCutcheon says he does not represent Cole, but says he believes the video raises enough questions to warrant a review.
People need to be interviewed, videos need to be looked at, both videos before, during, and after, because that's transparency, and this matter deserves transparency.
We told you last night, the Sheriff's Office said the video does not show the full context, including that Cole had stabbed 2 deputies and later bit down on 1 deputy's hand, prompting the response seen in this video. Jurors heard more audio recordings and watched an hour-long interrogation video in day 3 of the Casey Jennings capital murder trial in Fayetteville. Jennings is on trial for the 2022 murder of Allison Castro. Prosecutors have argued this week during interrogation videos that Jennings admitted to killing Castro and dumping her dismembered body parts along the Highway 12 bridge. Jennings' defense attorneys say they plan to argue Castro's death was not murder but a tragic accident that happened during a suicide attempt. Judge says they expect testimony in the case to last for several weeks. The Oklahoma governor's race is down to 3 candidates now after last night's primary election. We're hearing from State Attorney General Gentner Drummond for the first time since he advanced on the Republican side. Drummond will face former State Secretary of Budget Mike Mazzei in an August runoff. Drummond says the next few weeks of the campaign will be a sprint. He also talked about what his first actions would be as governor.
I really have a robust plan for education, not a talking point that you'll hear from the other candidate, but a real plan, starting with daycare, reading proficiency with 3rd grade, and reading teachers to help that, and then concentrating on career tech. So from 2-year-old to 19-year-old, a plan over the next 8 years to get Oklahoma back in the top quartile of education.
Democrat State Rep Cindy Munson advanced on the other side of the ticket. She won the party nomination yesterday by more than 50%. In case you missed all the recaps of the primary election results from last night, you can head over to our website at 5newsonline.com. You can find all the results in those key races. The Arkansas Department of Agriculture is now issuing new requirements for livestock amid screwworm cases in the U.S. And to be clear, there are no detections in the state at this time. Screwworm is a parasite spread by flies that lay eggs in open wounds and can lead to serious symptoms in livestock. It's not a threat to humans, but the Department of Ag says they want to be proactive. If you see a case in your livestock, you can fill out a new form available online or call your local vet. All warm-blooded animals entered the state from Texas and New Mexico, where cases have been detected so far, must also now go through an inspection. A proposed rule that could change what children have access to at public libraries is drawing some pushback now from some Arkansans. The proposal from the Arkansas Library Board and Department of Education could limit what children under 16 can check out from public libraries. The policy would require libraries to block access to materials considered sexually explicit under federal guidelines. Local librarians say if the proposal is approved, enforcing it could be very difficult.
We would have to review every item in our collection, which physically at the Fayetteville Public Library, that's over 300,000 physical items. We would have to scrub them for sexually explicit items, sexual images of genitalia, a number of things. We see them as being extremely onerous, and it would create challenges, especially for smaller libraries.
If it is approved by the State Library Board, the rule would advance to a legislative committee for final consideration. Arkansas is one of the highest pregnancy rates in the country among teenagers. A documentary shown today at the Bentonville Film Festival followed 3 pregnant teens as they became mothers. 5 News reporter Taylor Howard went to the screening today, shows us how their stories connect to a bigger issue in Arkansas.
They were just 15, 16, and 17 years old when they became mothers. The documentary shown at Bentonville Film Festival is sharing their stories.
I had to mature so much. Like, even though I didn't want to, I'm still 17 years old. I'm still basically a baby, but like, I had to grow up.
Grace, Olivia, and Ariana met at Compassion House in Springdale, a home for pregnant and parenting teens. The 3 participated in a panel discussion after the screening and asked that we not use their last names. The documentary Baby Girls follows their lives over 2 years.
I don't want her to go through what I went through. I want her to be happy.
I watched myself transition from a baby who didn't know anything to a woman, and I love who I am today.
The movie shows many of their struggles started when they were little girls themselves. Olivia lost her mother to suicide when she was 8 and was raised by her grandmother. Grace opened up about sexual abuse she experienced in her childhood.
Her mother was
and
a teen
Ariana
mother.
spoke about the challenges of breaking the cycle of teen pregnancy.
I just keep trying to tell her. We know the statistics in our state are very sobering, and though we see improvements in these statistics, it's the lives, it's the impact, it's the communities. It's not a personal issue, it is a community issue.
That's one of the reasons director Alice Walsh said she wanted to tell their stories.
We wanted to really understand what that reality actually looks like. What are the lived experiences of young women who are facing a number of challenges and moving from girlhood into motherhood at a very young age.
Arkansas ranks 2nd in the country for teen pregnancy, and 40% of teens get pregnant again within 18 months. Hope Crenshaw with Teen Health Arkansas says that's not because young people here are making different choices than anyone else.
What we know is that there's simply a lack of knowledge and information.
She says many of the themes in the film, sexual abuse and trauma, show why those conversations need to start early at home.
One caring adult who's willing to listen to them, who's willing to have hard conversations about a range of topics, contraceptives, whether that is abstinence, whether that is a healthy relationship, boundaries, any of those topics, and all of those topics that young people are poised to succeed.
Dr. Crenshaw tells me her organization is working with young people across Arkansas to help them advocate for changes they want to see in their community. In Bentonville, covering news where you live, Taylor Howard, 5 News.
The Bentonville Film Festival starts back up again tomorrow and ends on Sunday. For a list of the events happening, you can text the letters BFF to the number there on your screen, 785-5000. We will send you back a link to the full schedule.